You're watching Wish TV, News 8 and 11 with Phil Sanchez.
All right, so we are now just days away from the greatest spectacle in racing, and Purdue University will have a presence at IMS, a big one this month. Derek Schultz is the deputy spokesperson for Purdue University, joins us now for our Unfiltered segment. Derek, good to see you. How big of a presence will Purdue have at the garages at IMS?
Not to overstate it here, Phil, but huge. I mean, massive is what we're going to have at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, what we currently have this week with Indianapolis 500 practice going on right now. Between the motorsports engineering program here in Indianapolis and the mechanical engineering program in West Lafayette, so the combined power of Purdue from both of those locations, we have dozens of engineers that are working in the garages. In fact, we have a Purdue graduate from one of those programs on every single American-based IndyCar team, including a dozen alone with Chip Ganassi Racing, who's the current points leader with Alex Palou, who's running roughshod over everybody through the first 5 races of the season. So a really exciting time for all of us that wear gold and black.
Oh, good for you guys. Hey, what makes Purdue's motorsports engineering program in Indianapolis so unique?
It's unique in the sense that it is the only accredited undergraduate motorsports engineering program in the entire country. And the fact, Phil, that we're in the racing capital of the world right here in Indianapolis. Right. So if you're looking to pursue a career in motorsports, what better place to be than right here in Indy where it's all happening? And I'm not just talking about IndyCar. Obviously, that's on the mind right now with this being the month of May. But think about all the NHRA teams that are based here, the U.S. Nationals that's here, IMSA that comes here as well. NASCAR comes here. There are so many different racing elements, all the parts, Allison transmissions, Dallara in Speedway as well, Cummins, all the engine manufacturers and things like that have a presence here and that are located here. So this is just a wonderful place to be where, motorsports, no pun intended, is the engine that really drives a lot in the Indiana sports economy. So a great place for this motorsports engineering program to be. And it's taught by instructors that have real life experience. Yeah. Chris Finch is the director of the motorsports engineering program in Indy. He's worked a couple of Indianapolis 500s as an engineer himself with Dreyer Reinbold Racing, as well as the Sam Schmidt-Peterson motorsports program as well. So you're not just learning from a textbook, you're learning from professors that have been there and done that.
That is so cool. Hey, I understand, Derek, that Purdue students will begin training across the street at Dallara's IndyCar factory in Speedway next fall. So what can you tell us about that partnership? What's that all about?
They're the exclusive IndyCar chassis maker, which is basically exactly the car that you see out there. And they're right across the street from 16th and Georgetown, the main entrance to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You could throw a baseball. I'll use it in a Phil Sanchez term, right? You could throw a Juan Soto rope right over there. You don't have to be Juan Soto. And throw it right over there to the front door of the Dallara IndyCar factory. So we'll have classrooms in there, lab space in there, and you'll get to rub elbows with people who are already in the industry right there with our terrific partners at Dallara. So we're really excited about this partnership, which is going to be formalized coming up here later on this month with a ribbon cutting ceremony on May 24th at the Dallara IndyCar factory.
Besides just the engineers, Derek, how has Purdue University made its mark on the Indianapolis 500 over the years?
Yeah, it's hard to find an aspect of this race that Purdue hasn't touched, Phil. Since 1919, the All-American Marching Band at Purdue has been the official marching band of the Indianapolis 500. When you ask a lot of Hoosiers what's their favorite thing about the Indy 500, it's back home again in Indiana, right? And Guess who's playing that intro for Jim Corneliuson? It's the All-American Marching Band at Purdue. But we have graduates, like I said, all over the place as far as it's concerned in the engineers in the garages, but even on the IndyCar medical team, we have Purdue nurses. We've had Purdue people in Victory Circle, the dairy farmers that are handing the glass of milk to the winner. So it's really difficult to find an aspect of this race that Purdue hasn't touched in some area or capacity.
Purdue University all over this thing. Derek Schultz, always good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for taking some time.
Thanks so much, Phil.